Good afternoon. You have landed with Patriot Picker, and my name is Chris. We're down in the eBay bunker, and I wanted to do a short video on how things are going for us in the month of January. It's been a very slow period for us there, and I will admit that it is sometimes very discouraging. It requires an incredible amount of knowledge that is something that I did not grow up with, and I'm learning every day from someone. There's so many folks out there that are on YouTube that you can learn from, that I follow, you could follow. I'll put some of their links again down in the description of my videos, and I really encourage you guys, if you're looking to get involved in reselling, there's a ton to learn, but you can learn it quick if you follow these folks and watch their videos. They will guide you and teach you. And believe it or not, there are some folks out here that haven't even really been doing this very long, but they have a very business savvy mindset. So I'm really appreciative of that, because I do not have the business mindset. I'm the ADHD guy who's running around looking for the adventure. I love the whole concept of going in and sourcing, and I'm loving the details of sourcing and all that. And I can list items all day long. I can come home and I can clean them and get them ready to be listed. I love the excitement of hearing the ka-ching when you make a sale. But all that background work that goes into having a business mindset, I leave that up to others to teach me. And one area that I most recently picked up and learned from, and believe it or not, while I'm making this video, I just made a sale. That is so encouraging when that happens. Woo! Especially if it's something that's been on your listed on eBay for quite some time now. I've got items that I listed when I first started back in late September, and they're just now selling. And for Commonwealth Picker, that sale that just happened is for you, Kevin, because you told me to tell you when this item was going to sell, and it just sold. And I'll tell you a little bit about what that was in a second, Kevin. But for all of you guys out there, wow, I needed that today, guys. I needed some encouragement, and that came through at just the right time. So thank you, Lord. Back to what I was talking about. In eBay, there is some interesting things that can take place. When you list an item, after a certain period of time, eBay will allow you to start making offers to folks that may be interested in your item, and they call those watchers. So you might have 2 or 3 watchers on an item, and then all of a sudden, you're seeing that watcher list grow, but no one's buying it. So you can reach out to them and you can make an offer. And of course, the offer is going to always be a little bit lower than what you have it listed for. So that's something that a gentleman that I follow, his name is Chris as well. His channel is Flip with Chris. I encourage you to go over and give him some encouragement, because he's in kind of the new stage of YouTube, but he is making videos now, and subscribe to him. That guy has some really good business knowledge. He's a businessman, and I think he must work in the business side arena as a job. Wonderful guy, really cool guy. Check his channel out too, Flip with Chris, and he'll tell you a little bit. He's given me some wonderful tips, and it helped me increase some of my sales as well. So again, let's jump into what's been selling for me lately. I've got you on a selfie stick right now, so I'm going to sort of kind of be moving around just a little bit. One of the items that most recently sold for us was Rosie the Riveter, and it was a wine bottle stopper, and it was something that you won in a race. It was an item that was given out as a prize, and it had the whole Rosie Riveter. For those of you who don't know who Rosie the Riveter is, that was famous back in the World War II when the women went to work in the factories to help manufacture and produce military hardware for the war effort, they started nicknaming women Rosie the Riveter, because she was actually making plane parts and putting planes together in the factories for these pilots to fly. And so they got to give her a nickname of the women, Rosie the Riveter. But anyway, I sold that item for $12.99 plus free shipping. And that goes out to Mark, or it went out to Mark. And Mark, we thank you so much for your business, sir. And we hope that you come back and see us soon at our eBay store. The next item we sold was a carousel Lego set. That went out to Keith. And so, Keith, we really appreciate your business as well. Thank you so much for supporting us. That sold for $14.99 plus shipping. The next item was a Disney Eeyore women's scrub top, and that sold for $12.99 plus free shipping. That went out to Susie, and so Susie, we really hope that you enjoy the Disney Eeyore scrub top and that you look great in it when you go to work. Next item up was a Susan Wingett, I think it's how you pronounce that. It was an apple pie plate, and that went out to Glenna. Hope I'm saying your name right, Glenna. That sold for $24.99 plus shipping. And so, Glenna, we thank you so much. We hope you enjoy it. Hope it arrives safely. And you make a lot of apple pies to put in that and use that for. Next, we've been having a lot of success with puzzles. For those of you who follow my channel, you'll know I sell a lot of puzzles. And matter of fact, you probably, if we could get a little closer here, you could see my shelves full of puzzles up there. And so we sell a lot of puzzles here at Fred and Charlie's store. And so that puzzle was a veterans jigsaw puzzle, and again, it was a 1,000-piece. That sold for $16.99 plus shipping, and that went out to Elizabeth. And so, Elizabeth, we hope you enjoy the puzzle. I really like that one. Being a veteran myself, I really thought that would be a great seller, so I picked that up, and it sold right away. Next was a Vera Bradley Disney crossbody purse. That sold. That was a really good sale. I picked that up, I think, in one of our local thrift stores, and got a really good deal on that. And that ended up selling for $45 plus shipping, and that went out to Terry. Terry, thank you so much for supporting Fred and Charlie's store, and we hope that you come back and see us again soon, because we do tend to do our best to try to find Vera Bradley goods and women's purses. I'm starting to kind of really get more knowledgeable about and know what to look for when I head out for sourcing. Next was a navy blue scrub top. It was a women's scrub top. That sold for $11.99 free shipping. That went out to, I believe I'm saying this correct, Josette. And we appreciate you and hope you enjoy wearing that in your place of work. And thank you for what you do there in the medical field for us. Next was a really cool item. Had a lot of watchers on this particular item. It stayed on listed for a while, and I kept thinking to myself, why isn't this, selling? Because this was something that just was one of those antique vintage things, and I thought, man, somebody's going to snatch this up quick, but stayed a little longer than I expected. But it finally did sell, and it was an antique German Bible dated 1899. That sold for $44.99 plus shipping, and that went out to Will. And so, Will, thank you so much for supporting us here, and we hope that you enjoy that Bible. I hope that you spoke German, read German, obviously. I do believe that it had some really cool maps in there. Next up was a Callista Tools hair curling iron, and that sold for $38 plus shipping. That went out to Argelia, and so we appreciate you. We hope you really enjoy that as well. Thank you so much for supporting us. And then last, I'll close with another puzzle, believe it or not. Well, I'm not going to close yet. I've got to end that story that I was talking about earlier. But White Mountain Puzzle It was a birds in the backyard, so it was one of those puzzles where you had all these different kind of birds and stuff. But anyway, that sold for $10.99 plus free shipping. That went out to Jason. So Jason, thank you so much for your support, and we hope you really enjoy that puzzle. And interesting thing about that puzzle, guys, when we purchased it, it was used. The previous owner had put it together in sleeves and then laid it out back into the box, and so it wasn't all in single pieces. It was laid out in these little square sheets put together, and there was about like 7 different layers. So when I listed it, I put in the description, we were just going to keep it that way. It was easier to count. For those of you who watch my channel, you'll know that, when you buy puzzles, it's important to come home and count the pieces, obviously, because you don't want to sell puzzles where puzzle pieces are missing. That's poor business. So anyway, we were able to sell that pretty quick too. That was a quick turnaround item for us. So I want to conclude by saying that back when I first started, I started on eBay. One of the very first things that happened was that we were right at a point here in our local area of Lynchburg, Virginia, having the 100-mile yard sale is what we call it. So they hold this big yard sale, and everybody brings all their stuff out to this main road, and they hold it for 100 miles. And for those of you who may be close in and around Lynchburg, who may not know about it or watch my videos, you're more than welcome to come up. It happens, I think it was going on sometime in the month of September, October-ish. And I'll get more details on that and put them in the description for sure. I'm horrible with time, keeping track of time. But anyway, I ended up I had already started watching Commonwealth Picker, and I ended up running into him out on the 100-mile yard sale. And of course, we both live in the same area, so it wasn't so much a surprise to run into him because we're from the same area. But I was shocked that he was out there and he was filming, had his GoPro on, and we happened to be at the same spot, and I pulled some jackets back, and I noticed that there was a guy looking at them as well. And I was like, you know what, I'm not going to not look at the jackets just because somebody else is looking at the jackets. So I walked over and started looking at them. Sure enough, I gave a second take, and I looked, and I figured out that was Kevin from the Commonwealth Picker. So Kevin met with me, and he's a super nice guy. He met my wife and my father-in-law, and we were looking at these jackets that were NASCAR racing jackets. One of them was a Pepsi, blue Pepsi jacket, and then one of them was a Jeff Gordon NASCAR jacket. And I ended up, I think the guy was nice enough to just let me have them. I don't know if, Kevin, if you were really going to get them that day or not, but I ended up getting both of them as a means to kind of jump start reselling. And so anyway, the Jeff Gordon jacket just sold, Kevin, and I believe it went for $39.99. I have to go back and look at when the ka-ching came in. It came across my phone, and I wasn't able to catch the exact numbers, but I do believe it sold for $39.99. I'll have to go back and double check. But anyway, that was a big deal because I know Kevin's going to be excited about that. And then I also know that was a big encouragement for me today to have such a good sale go on. So we're going to conclude now with this. Again, I want to reiterate the importance of perseverance in this reselling. And I also have a question, actually. For those of you who watch my channel, there's a lot of you guys that are involved in reselling that watch my channel. So I have a question I would like for you guys to respond to. And also, by the way, please help me get to 100 subscribers. You'll see that listed at the top of the screen as I'm talking right now. But I have a question. Everybody has a niche or things that they sell, but I've been noticing a lot lately that the things that seem to be selling the most from what I'm seeing is clothes and shoes and ball caps. If you have any comment about that, I mean, I know from what I sell that I sell a variety of things, but I haven't gotten involved in clothing too much. And so is that something I need to do? Do I need to really start focusing on clothing? Again, those of you who follow me, you know I focus on board games, puzzles, toys, sporting goods, home goods, books, and things like that. So I'm wanting to obviously increase my sales and get faster at producing more sales. Do I need to start looking at clothing? And so anyway, sporting goods to me, if you're walking through a thrift store and you see an Under Armour hoodie, okay, and it's got a good price on it, that's something that I'm familiar with. I would buy something like that. But I'm talking clothes like women's clothes, men's shirts, things like that. It's not an interest of mine really, but it seems to be the thing that's selling the most. So anyway, I'm going to conclude. I'm excited. It's been a good day so far, and I hope to hear some more ka-chings. And thank you guys. Thank everybody for watching my channel and supporting us. And this is Patriot Picker. I'm signing out, and we'll catch you again on the flip side. Have a great day.